In our Hot Sauce today, a very timely issue. We're talking about standardized testing, which takes place many times this time of year, and our kids and how it makes many of them very anxious. One of my favorite experts, our parenting expert, Mary Frances Bear. Who does anxiety affect? Can you, from little kids, what age?
I mean, anxiety, you could see anxiety in children starting as early as 2 or 3 years old. Kids who have a hard time soothing themselves, children in play situations who want to be in charge, or on the other end who withdraw from other children when they're playing.
Okay, let's grow up here, and we'll be in middle school.
Okay.
Let's go to middle school children. They just are introduced to these standardized tests, some of the regents. How can you tell if your child is anxious about it, if they can't verbally, if they don't really realize it? How do you figure it out?
I mean, typically, you'll hear a lot of "I can't do it" or "what if," or really around studying. If a child can't focus, if you could see that when they're studying for their exam, they're having a hard time focus, versus other times when they're doing their homework, then you would know that they need some support.
An issue. What is the support that you offer? There's
so much that a parent can do to help a child with test anxiety. The child needs to know the parent has a plan. So, for example, okay, you're going to sit down at your desk, and I would tell them, you're going to be nervous. We're all nervous before we take an exam. So expect that, because some kids sit down and feel like, oh, I'm nervous, no, I'm out of control, I can't do this. So say, you're going to be nervous. Teach them some different calming and breathing techniques, some physical techniques they can do with their hands, squeezing a ball, feeling some Velcro under the desk.
That helps?
It does help. Sometimes if you're tactile, it helps to have something physical to do to soothe your body.
And that goes all the way up into, let's grow into teenage years
Sure,
now?
for adults too. We can play with things, and sometimes it makes us feel better internally. I would also let the child know we have a plan together to sit down and structure your study time, because a lot of kids need that help. And then I would take an adult in school and transfer the plan to them. Your teacher knows what to do when you look this way, that you need some help getting your body to the right place to take the test.
We were just talking, and one indication that your child may be stressed about this is that they do so well in school, but then these tests come along and they don't do so well.
Exactly, right.
And at that point, you talk to the teacher?
I would say, this is not matching. What could the school do to make modifications or for my child? And a lot of schools do have something called the 504 plan, where if anxiety is impacting their learning and their progress, there are testing modifications that can take place.
For a parent to say to the child, you know what, I love you, and your testing, it really doesn't matter. Is that a good thing or a bad thing to say? Whatever you get.
I would say it's important that you work hard, and we're going to support you through this.
No matter what.
No matter what, exactly, because they need you. I mean, they need that relationship, and they need to rely on you and talk to you. For some kids, it's really embarrassing. There's shame around saying, I sit down and my body's out of control, I feel panic.
What if you don't? What if they aren't saying anything? Should you approach them
Definitely.
and say, are you okay with the testing?
Of course, definitely.
And if they say yes?
Well, I would say, I could see that testing makes you nervous. It made me nervous. It's hard on a lot of people. Definitely say something.
So when it comes time to test, no matter what, whether your child shows anxiety or not, just say, hey, are you okay with this?
Yes, exactly.
And then you determine?
And I'm going to help you.
Excellent.
Okay.
Love having you every week. Next week we'll think of another.
Sounds great.
I don't even have to think of it. I could name 10 off right now, subjects we could discuss. Mary Frances Bear, thanks for coming this morning.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Right now we are going to go out to our website. Our web producer, Emily